Today we watching some 3 true Super Bowl horror stories animated by Horror Shorts Party. The one that Corey Kenshin used to be reacting to. Let's watch it. See how crazy this is. True. The NFL.
I know all married women out there eventually have some degree of frustration with their husband's hobbies. For some, it's as minor as wanting them to spend a little less time tinkering in the garage.
Hold on, let me turn this up for y'all.
Tinkering in the sheets.
It's
For others,
quiet.
for women like me, it gets so much worse. My husband Jason has become a shell of a human being. All he does is drink, watch football, and drink. The lazy bastard doesn't even have a job
Who is
anymore.
that?
He collects unemployment and skims cash from his mother's social security checks just to buy more beer. Day after day, he sinks deeper into the couch, eyes glued to the TV, playing football game after football game.
Why
When
look
there's
like
not
that?
a game happening live, he watches replays, never missing a single match. No matter how irrelevant the teams are,
He's obsessed
believe
with the
me,
game.
I've tried every approach to get him to turn the TV off. I've been nice, reasonable, mean, seductive. I've even begged on my literal hands and knees. Nothing works. It all just makes him angry. And by God, has he grown a short fuse. At the slightest suggestion of putting something else on the TV, Jason will callously threaten me or our daughter. More than old enough to realize her father is a terrible role model. But I know his behavior must still be doing long-lasting psychological damage to her. The worst part is, Jason owns a gun. I used to know the combination to the safe until he changed it. Now, only he has access to it. And he sure as hell holds it over our heads. If I had $1 for every time he said he'd shoot me, I'd have enough money to leave him. Of course, I've thought about calling the police every day, but there's a problem. 2 problems, actually. First of all, despite seeming like he has 100% tunnel vision for the TV, Jason still has crazy good hearing. It's like he can tell when anyone is talking about him. No matter how quiet they try to be or what room they're hiding in, he will hear me talking on the phone with the police.
Hey, I'm going out.
Brings me to the
I'll
second
catch you
problem.
later.
Out where we live,
And then call the
there's
police,
not going to
and
be a
then
fast
they
response
come in.
time. Even if I'm lucky and it only takes 5 minutes, that's more than enough time for Jason to do something. I don't know exactly how he would react, but I know it wouldn't be good. His threats have begun to be backed up by physical violence.
Somebody's
Not against
abusive
us,
to
but
you
against whatever is
mentally or
around
physically.
him.
You
We've
gotta
gone
do
through
something
coffee
about it.
tables in the past few
You
months,
can't just let it
and I've
keep
had
going
to
on.
replace many other
At least
things
cut
around
him
the
off.
house. The only object he wouldn't dare to damage is his precious TV. How else would he watch football? That, actually, gave me an idea. Without a doubt, I want this deadbeat asshole out of my house. I am sick and tired of him sleeping and living on the couch, constantly hogging the living room, so he can rot away and watch football for the rest of his miserable days. Even my daughter is over it. She wants to have friends over. She wants to watch the Disney Channel, not the NFL. She won't admit it, but she's scared to even go in the living room. She's afraid of what might happen to her if she blocks the TV, even for a second. I know this because I'm scared too, and I don't want to live like this anymore. That idea I had, I've been sitting on it for a while, waiting for the right opportunity for it to hurt the most. It's simple,
a weirdo that
I'll just turn off the TV. I'll rip the cord out and hide it somewhere to make the point hit as hard as it can. I'll do it on the most important day in all of football, the Super Bowl. I don't have a clue how it'll go, but at least something will happen.
So bad. Ooh.
Hey, babe. Jason, honey, can you hear me? I want to talk to you.
They make him so damn ugly.
Jason, I'm talking to you.
I don't like that.
Hello? It's your wife. Remember me? God damn it, that's it. There. What now?
Plug it back in now.
No. You know what? What if I do this?
Crystal, no! Crystal!
I'm
Dang,
sorry.
you're
I'm
cooked.
sorry. Please don't hurt me.
You stupid bitch!
Man,
What's wrong with you? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Jason! Jason? Oh, shit.
Oh, nah.
Baby! Get up. We have to go. What's going on? Come on, baby. We have to get away from Daddy. Too late. No.
Nah, if someone ever killed you over some dumb crap like that, oh,
The Florida
they
woman
deserve
was
to have
taken out
mercy.
by her husband during a rage over an NFL game. Crystal Rohr, 38, was fatally shot by her husband, Jason Kenny, on December 22nd.
That's
after she asked
stupid.
him to turn down the
Why,
Monday Night
bro?
Football game between the San Francisco 49ers, his favorite team, and the
Nah,
Indianapolis
you
Colts.
killed your wife
Kenny,
over
who was
that?
reported to have been drinking during the evening, became enraged that Rohr told him she didn't want to watch football. Rohr
What?
was reported to have
Come
told her
on,
son to
dog.
go to a neighboring home. The girl is reportedly doing well on her recovery. The son and other daughter were uninjured. Kenny reportedly fled the scene and called his sister, telling her he had done something wrong, adding that it would be the last time they would talk before driving to his father's home, where deputies reportedly attempted to get him
Nah,
out
why
of the
would you
shed
do
before he took
that?
himself out.
I don't think I should be showing people's faces. The viral setup.
Last year, my old friend by the name of Danette told me she had inside access to the Super Bowl. She was talking to a reporter, some kind of high-profile sports commentator, and apparently, she'd been hustling him for all sorts of
Dang.
stuff. However, in order to seal the deal and get the ultimate prize, Danette had to take things a step further. Mr. Reporter had gotten a little bored playing with Danette alone. He wanted a
Oh, no.
threesome. Not only did one of my best friends just admit she was whoring herself out, but she was asking me to join her. Danette was persistent.
Nah.
She worked me over slowly, appealing to my particular interests. This wasn't just about the reporter, whom she assured was quite handsome. It was bigger than that. Through him, we could get close to the star players of the Super Bowl. It was a chance not only to
What?
score a night with some of the country's top athletes, but a
Bro,
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
there's
to
so
gain
many
access
other
to the higher
ways
echelon
to
of
get
society.
rich
That kind
and
of money was
famous and stuff
life-changing, and all just for 1 hour.
than
I
selling
was
your
in.
body.
Danette and I met up, then went to the hotel where the reporter was staying.
You don't gotta
The
stoop to
concierge
that level,
recognized
man.
Danette and let us both up. I stayed focused and followed Danette's lead, hoping we could get this over with quickly. Once we got to the room and he answered the door for us, I was pleasantly surprised. He was actually kind of cute and didn't look much like a serial killer at all. Of course, I was
That's a
still
good thing, I
nervous as
guess.
hell. The way the reporter was
Ugh.
staring at me didn't help either. He was clearly more interested in me than in Danette, which meant I'd be doing most of
Oh,
the work.
gosh.
Still, I let her take charge. I didn't
Nah.
bat an eye when she pulled out those pills.
What?
Hello, ladies.
Don't take no
You're
pills.
both looking irresistible.
Why, thank you, Mr. Famous Reporter.
It's time for your medicine, baby. Open wide.
Wait, what's that for?
Oh, it's just to enhance the experience for everyone involved.
Nah.
Yes. Now here's one for the staff, one for stamina, and one more just for fun.
I'd seen enough commercials to know what the blue pill and yellow pill were for, though the white pill was a mystery to me. I didn't ask, though. I was worried
Why are
too
they
many
smiling at
questions
each
would
other
kill
like
the
that?
mood. Once he'd swallowed all of his medicine, Danette took my hand and had us sit on the bed with him. I tried to turn my brain off and just go with it. Then, after maybe 5 minutes, Danette suddenly got up, but the reporter didn't seem to mind. He was fixated on me. Danette told me to just push him over and do it. I was very reluctant, yet I did it. He was weirdly malleable, but I figured he was just submissive. Then,
Don't let
Danette left the
anybody
room,
get
and
you
it was
into
just me and
something
the reporter
stupid.
alone. But then I realized he wasn't doing anything. I called out to Danette, asking her to come help make this a threesome like it was
If you feel
supposed to be.
uneasy
She re-entered the room
doing
with her
something,
coat on again,
then you
tucking the
probably shouldn't
reporter's
do
phone
it.
and wallet into the pockets. That's when I realized what I'd gotten myself into.
Danette? What are you doing with his...
Don't say anything, not yet.
But Danette, he's not moving. No, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Sit down. If you screw this up for me, I'll tell your whole family what a filthy
Oh,
whore
and
you
then
are.
blackmail.
You wouldn't.
Oh, I would. Now stay put.
See? And that's another reason you don't get into stupid things.
I stayed up.
Okay, I want to hear some.
ate on top of the motionless reporter until
What?
she finished robbing him. She took his wallet, phone,
Oh,
passport,
nah.
all of his cash and jewelry, everything. When she was done, she told me I could get up, admitting that she had given him a huge dose of sedatives, and I was just there to distract him until they knocked him out. He was unconscious, all right, but he looked a little too gone. Feeling worried I'd been on too long, I checked for a breath. He wasn't breathing.
Nah.
I started to panic. I killed him. I didn't mean to, but it was too late. I'd made everything so much worse than just a robbery. Danette, on the other
See? A
hand,
murder?
told me to just flip him over onto his stomach. She said with all the drugs in his system, it would look like he just suffocated himself on accident. I had to believe her. We left the hotel right after. Danette told me she wouldn't get caught. She even had another guy helping her flip all the stuff she stole, which made me think this wasn't the first time she had done something like this. As it turned out, though, it was her last. The hotel caught us leaving the dead
Nah.
clear as day on the security
You're
cameras.
cooked.
We were both arrested before the Super Bowl even happened. I've been in jail ever since.
What does that have
trying
to do with the
fight
Super
my way
Bowl?
out of this. Danette claims I was her accomplice, but people have to understand. I had no idea about the robbery plan or the sedatives, and I never wanted
It doesn't
to kill
matter.
him.
You were a
I just
part
wish
of
I
the
could go
crime.
back
So
and slap some sense into my past self. A woman has been charged with the death of Enzano, a 27-year-old reporter and anchor for Telemundo based in Kansas City, Missouri, was found dead February 5th in his hotel room. The next day, police arrested Danette Colbert, 48, on charges that she had stolen Manzano's cell phone and bank cards. Police have previously said security video from the hotel where Manzano was staying showed him and Colbert entering his room together the day of his death. Footage showed Colbert leaving without him about an hour later. Authorities have said Colbert later used Manzano's credit card to make purchases at a New Orleans gas station
Nah.
and several stores in the area.
That's
It was
stupid.
later revealed that Colbert had an alleged accomplice, Ricky White, who commonly used substances to drug the victims. Investigators are
Come
working
on,
to determine
dog.
whether Colbert and White
The-
were
like,
operating
there's so
an
many
organized
better
scheme
ways to
that
get money.
targeted men in New Orleans and
It's
other
just people don't
locations
wanna
in
work for
Louisiana and Las Vegas. They have already identified other men who appear to have been victimized.
Hey, last one. Last one. Let's get it. Super Bowl bet.
I wish I could say I'm an only child, and while I technically am, the reality of my home life simply doesn't reflect it. There's a man-child living in my parents' house.
Bro.
My dad's loser older brother,
Isn't that the one
Uncle
house?
Bob.
Ugh.
Uncle Bob used to have a life. He had a wife and 2 kids, but she divorced him, and he lost custody,
Dang.
along with half of his money. He blew the other half of his money on idiotic sports betting until the bank foreclosed on his house. After that, his only remaining option was to move into my dad's house. So, instead of having a little brother or sister down the hall, I have an Uncle Bob. These days, the only thing Bob cares about is trying to win his money back the same way he lost it, by betting on football.
Bro,
Whenever he
it's
lands
not
a
the
job,
way.
which he never holds for very long, that's where all his
See,
money
bro,
goes.
ain't nobody wanna do
At
the
this
work.
point, what was once a sad sight to see has become
To
frightening.
get money.
Whenever a football game is on, Bob hijacks the TV so he can see how his bet is doing. I don't know if the betting system is really rigged against him like he says, or if he's just a moron, but it never goes good for him. Sometimes he wins, but after every win comes a crushing loss. He used to get depressed when he lost, but now he just gets pissed off and out of control. He screams at the top of his lungs, throws things across the room, and nearly breaks the TV every time. We used to tolerate him forcing us to watch football. Not anymore. Nobody wants to be in the same room with him as he's watching
Then
his
don't
money
be.
go down the drain. After the
You don't want
freakout
to be near
ends,
somebody.
he goes out onto the
Leave
back
them.
porch and chain smokes my dad's cigarettes, then begs him to go buy another carton, so he smokes 10 more packs before passing out on the couch, making the whole living room smell like an ashtray. Growing up, I was honestly scared of Uncle Bob. Now, I just hate him 365 days out of the
You
year.
should never hate
But that
anyone,
one day
bro.
I'm still afraid of him makes up for every day I spend ignoring him. That one day is the Super Bowl.
Love
This
love
year, Bob
everybody,
kept telling us
but
nonstop
don't love
that
their
this
actions.
Super Bowl was going to
There's
be
a
the one.
difference.
He said he had
You don't
thousands of dollars
hate-
riding on some weird
It's like
betting
when you want
system we
somebody
never
to
heard
die.
of before.
I don't
Of
want
course,
nobody
we
to
all
die.
told him to keep that money, but telling a gambling addict to save his money is like telling a fly not to land on shit. On the day of the Super Bowl, We went to our rooms to watch it, leaving Bob alone with the game on the big screen. When the game was over, I went out to check on him. He was gathering his things to leave, a look of pure emptiness on his face. I asked him where he was going, but he just said, out. He left without another word, slamming the door behind him. It was like his addiction had finally broken him. However much he lost, it must have been worse than ever. We didn't see Bob for nearly 2 days. With every second that passed, I got more concerned. Even my dad admitted to being scared. He said if Bob didn't come back after 3 days, we would report him missing. However, the night before that happened, there was a development. I was lying awake in bed when I got a phone call. It was Bob. I picked it up, not knowing what he would say.
Uncle Bob? Why are you calling me so late? Where are you?
Listen, my boy, listen to me very carefully.
Oh no.
I've been kidnapped.
What? By who?
By bad people.
See?
You know, very bad people. I owe a lot of money to, but you can help me.
That's the thing
Uncle
about
Bob,
betting.
just
Most
call the
people don't
police.
think about
We
what they're
can't
doing.
trust them. Oh shit, they hurt me. Listen, kid, you gotta help me before it's too late.
Help
They're
you.
coming. Hurry.
You got yourself into that.
Uncle Bob!
Shit! Dad! Suddenly, I forgot about every annoying and depressing thing that Uncle Bob did. He was in danger. He wasn't a good person, but he was family. And he didn't deserve to die. I ran to my dad, hoping he would know what to do. We called the police and begged them to find Bob. Hours went by. We all felt terrible, knowing he'd been kidnapped for 2 whole days, and we never even bothered to look for him. But then, a miracle happened. The police found Bob, and he was okay. We were so happy to have him back. It was the first time we'd been happy about anything to do with him in years. Sadly, the moment didn't last. The cops who found Bob, they didn't find him beaten, panicking, or disheveled like you'd expect of a kidnapping victim. There was something off about how calm and clean he was. The timing of the whole thing was suspicious too. The more they looked into it, the more sure they became. Bob faked it. He was never kidnapped. He made it up. It was all just some stupid ruse to try and get out of paying gambling debts. He'd put so much money on the Super Bowl, only to end up owing over 50 grand.
50
Naturally,
grand?
the cops arrested
Oh,
Bob
nah.
for fraud. And for all I care, he can stay in prison and pay off his debts from the inside. That's the last time he ever plays with our hearts. A U.S. man has been accused of staging his own elaborate kidnapping to avoid paying out lost Super Bowl bets. Robert Brandel, 60, was found tied up in his truck near Buffalo in New York State. He told officers he had been abducted by 2 armed men 2 days earlier.
Alright. That's it. Put your faith in Jesus. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.